Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. This weekend I am making focaccia bread. It is super delicious. We had this kind of bread at a restaurant in Arizona when we were traveling, and it was absolutely the most delicious. I'm going to forget the name of the restaurant when we were traveling, so I better just look it up right now. First and Last Deli. I had to look it up because I knew I was not going to remember that. And that's before really I started doing the whole filming on YouTube. So we had that sandwich. It was absolutely delicious. Shout out to them. And so normally I have my recipes in my head, but I didn't want to make a mistake with this one because I'm not the best baker. So I do have my little recipe booklet here. So what I'm going to do is I have the water running in the background because I'm warming it to warm. So I have 4 cups, and you can make focaccia with bread flour, or you can make it with or you can make it with an all-purpose. You want your flour to be a high protein, the highest you can find, an 11, a 12 if you can. If you can't, I only have 4 in this one because this is all I could find. I'm gonna have to order some more with the bread flour, but you can make it 2 ways. I made it before with an all-purpose flour. Fantastic, more bubbles in it than my bread dough, but let me tell you, I actually kind of like my bread flour. It makes it like a big fat French bread, the most delicious I have had in a long time. Now, I am a bread person. I love bread. I have to stay away from bread because it's not good for me. Especially this getting old stuff is for the birds. It's not good for me. But this is what I'm going to use today. So I have 4 cups. I put 3 in. I've already put 3 cups of my bread flour, and I'll list it and so forth. And then I'm just going to take the flour out so that you can see what I'm using. And like I said, this one has only got 4 grams of protein. There are a lot more out there, but I'm going to have to order some in. Now, I found a better, higher protein. I think I have a 9 or a 10 protein in all-purpose flour, but I like my bread flour. So that's the route we're going today. So here is my wonderful flour. Now I'm going to check my water because I want 1 3/4 cup of warm water. And it's nice and warm. Okay, so I have 1 3/4 cup of water, sorry about that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my sugar. I have 2 teaspoons of sugar. And I'm going to mix it. I don't want to make a mistake because this is super good. So I'm just looking at my directions so that I can't make a mistake. And then what I'm doing is just incorporating my sugar and my water together, which is fine. And now what I'm going to do is take 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, put it right in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir it. And then I'm going to set it aside for 5 minutes. We'll come back in 5 minutes. As soon as it's foamy, then that's when we'll start the rest of the mixing, and we're going to be on our way. So here I go. And I'm just going to leave this to foam. Okay, nice and foamy, 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna push it right here. And I switched my bowls because this one I showed you and you can see, but I wanted to be able to see through this one, and this is the one I want it to rise. Okay, so this is a little bit of a process, super easy though. My gosh, super easy. All I'm gonna do with all my beautiful flour is add my salt. My salt is 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna mix it in, give it a mix. So basically it is sugar, yeast, flour, salt, olive oil, and water. That's how easy this recipe is. This is an awesome recipe. Oh my gosh, my family loves this. Sometimes when I make stuff from scratch, I'll go ahead and when we make a big lasagna or vodka sauce with pasta, I'll make this bread, and it's absolutely delicious because I'm going to put some Italian seasoning on the top when it's all done. We'll do it together though. I don't want to get too far ahead. Okay, I feel that the salt is incorporated in the flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Two. So this is the pan or the bowl that I'm going to use to let everything rest. Okay, so now all I'm going to do, super simple, is incorporate my liquid, and I'm just going to stir it myself, and that's what I'm going to do. Oh my gosh, I love when the yeast it smells so good. And that's all I'm going to do is keep stirring. And there we go. And we are good to go. Just going to mix it. Get everything incorporated. This is going to be so delicious. Okay. And this is the way it should look, kind of scraggly, shaggy. That's the way, not sure correct term, but this is how you want it to look. Okay. Okay, this is the way I want it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it right in here. And then I'm just going to mess with the dough for a few minutes. Let me do this. I do not want to have a mess. So what I'm going to do is here. Do that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just mix it like that. I'm going to fold it over. And then see how the dough changes instantly? Boy, I tell you, when I first tried this, fresh, like they make it. Now, I'm not saying I make it exactly like them. This is Andrea's way. I don't know any other person's way. I mean, I'm not even good at looking at people do it on the internet. Sometimes I think, gosh, on YouTube, some of these people are so talented. But it doesn't look like that when I do it in my kitchen. But I can tell you guys, everything that I do make, that I show you, it's something that I would eat. Or my husband would eat, or my son, because I can't tell a lie. You know, when I make things with big old onions in it, you guys know I'm not eating it. It's not to say that the food isn't good. I don't like the texture of a big onion. That's why I always tell you guys, hey, in my cooking, you see me puree our onions. You don't have to do that if you do not have an onion issue. I love onions. I just don't like the big fat texture of them. They taste delicious. I use onions in everything. But I just can't do that. That's just me. So if this was not good, I don't want you to go waste money on an AP dough, because when I do buy food, I buy good ingredients. So, you know, like everything I make, me and my family have to eat this because I cannot throw this away. That would be a tremendous waste. And my channel is about really showing somebody, sharing a recipe, and let's do it together. Let's get some more ideas. Hey, after cooking 20 years, you run out of ideas. It gets old. So, you know, I just want to tell you, this is Andrea's way, but I guarantee you, this is good. Because if this were not to be good, me making it right now, you would never see this video, to be quite honest. I don't want to put anything out that you try and make and it does not taste good. Okay, so this is what my dough should look like. This is me, and this is how it is. I got poke my holes in it. I'm going to put it over here for 30 minutes. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, and I'm going to put a damp towel on it. And then I have my oven open right here because it's a cold day today. And, you know, it's a cold day, so I have my oven. It's heating my little kitchen area. And I'm just going to wrap everything and put it here. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, welcome back. 30 minutes. I want to show you some beautiful dough. Wow. Okay, it's looking beautiful. This is what it looks like. It's risen. It's huge. So we are good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead. I'm gonna put a little bit on my hands. Yay. Boy, my hands are going to be really super nice. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take the dough, and I'm going to take it over, and I'm just going to fold it over. Like that. Like that. Like that. I'm going to go again. One thing, I'm going to do another 2 tablespoons of olive oil too, because that's what I do. This bread is good. I know it's a lot of olive oil, but guess what? It's worth it. This is good bread. And anything that takes, 2-3 hours to make, you're not making this every day. And if you are, you wouldn't even make it every day. If you had a family, you would probably make it every other day because you don't want it to not be good anymore. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take this, and we're going to do it a couple more times, mix it. And it's 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to flip it like that. I'm going to come and bring it back out again. And then I'm going to bring it over again a couple more times, and we're gonna let it rise. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do another 30 minutes. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it over one more time, bring it out. And this is just my way of doing it. This is just Andrea's way. Nothing special. It comes out. I don't waste any money. Like I said, I'm buying good ingredients. So the last thing I want to do is not have a good product. I don't want to have a terrible dinner. I want a good dinner. So anyways, what we're going to do is just go like that. Okay. And we're going to go 30 more minutes. So what I'm going to do, clean my hands with my damp. I'm going to go ahead, get my wrap over again. Going to go like this. Going to seal it like this, nice and tight. And then we're going to go 30 minutes. And then we'll come back and check it in 30 minutes. And then what we're going to do is transfer it to our pan, and we'll let it go ahead and rise again for 45 minutes. So now we're going back. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Welcome back. Okay, another 30 minutes has passed. Woohoo! We're looking good. I'm always excited. I was never the best baker in the world. I never even really worked on it. I was always more like the cook. And, never really had time to bake. Kids growing up, work all day, and kids in practice, karate, baseball, hockey, you name it, we were there. So this looks fantastic. So now I love to bake. This is risen again. We are so good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop it in this pan, but before I plop it in my final baking dish, I'm going to put 2 more tablespoons. So total 6. And if you want, you could cut it down. When I'm not, I use 6. Like I said, I don't eat it that often. This is a treat. I'm really happy though, because I can actually make this. You know, there was a point in time, maybe 5-6 years ago, I could not make that. So I got my 2 tablespoons of oil. So with this pan here, once I put it in, I'm gonna go ahead and let it cover it again and let it rise for 45 minutes, and then we'll stick it in the oven to bake. But what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and bring my dough over, nice and oily. Look at that, beautiful. Bring it over, bring it over, and bring it over. And I'm sure my bringing leaves something to be desired, but I won't get better until I work at it and try. So we're gonna work at it and try. One thing I can guarantee is it does taste good. Ah, so delish. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it over. Just gonna pat it down, bring it and form it. I'm gonna flip it. I'll bring it over again. I can hear the popping of the dough, the bubbles. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just go like this, poke my holes in it. Looks fantastic. Looks absolutely fantastic. So now what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna go ahead, take it out, and I'm gonna place it here. And I'm gonna go flip it over one more time. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spread it out. How I spread it now is how I want it to go in the pan, rise up, and then what we'll do is we'll take it out when it comes off, when I put the timer on and 45 minutes is up. Then what we'll do is we'll come back again, and then we're gonna put our good seasoning. I'll have everything ready, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, I'm just gonna go ahead, just do this for a minute more. And like I said, I'm just straightening it out just a little bit, make it a little bit more uniform. You know me and my uniform stuff here. And then all I'm gonna do is take some fresh wrap, take my damp towel, I'm gonna put it next to the oven for 45 minutes, we'll be back. Welcome back. Okay, super excited. Yay. Get rid of the towel, we're good to go. This is what our beautiful dough looks like. Looks absolutely gorgeous. It has risen again, so it is looking mighty fine. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab the pecorino romano cheese. I'm gonna grab that. And I've got some beautiful cheese right here, so that's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and put our seasonings right here. And we are going to, if we need to shred some more, but I went ahead and took my microplane, did the pecorino romano really super fine. Love it, just love it. So we are ready to go. So this is what it looks like, and we're gonna get started getting this all nice and decorated. So I'm gonna take it out because I'm a fan. Want some seasoning, but I don't want a lot of seasoning. I kind of like my bread with just a little seasoning, not too much, because bread is delicious by itself. So I don't know how much you want to put. I'm thinking I'm not putting more than a teaspoon on, But like I said, I don't know. Maybe I should have measured the teaspoon and then did it that way, and I'd know better. Okay, so I just went ahead. Look at my nice, beautiful, like, holes. There's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Now what I'm going to do is just cover it in cheese. So basically I'm using a garlic spread or a seasoning spread. So it has some Italian seasoning, garlic, yum. And I might have done too much cheese, so I'm not going to do too much. I don't want that much on there. But it's going to flavor it and has such a bite. So I feel I have some all over. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our beautiful dough in, and we're going to make our beautiful dough become a focaccia bread. And what we'll do is cook it for 30 minutes, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're back. I'm going to put one little pat of butter on top, just because I like my crust a little crunchy. Not too much, but I just want to add some extra goodness in here. Not like this bread is not already great goodness. Okay, I have been waiting and waiting to have a piece. Holy Toledo. I am the worst. I love bread. Now remember, this is Andrea's focaccia bread. This is Andrea's bread, flour focaccia bread. Normally I make it with an all-purpose dough. Today I'm making with bread flour. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut right in. Oh my gosh. This is the difference if you use bread flour versus the all-purpose, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, so delish. It is so hot right now though. I just took it out. So I let the oven heat at 400, and then I cooked it at 425, and I did it for 35 minutes. This is how I got my color. Yum. I'm going to do it this way just because I don't want to mess up my bread at first. And when it's hot, if you let it settle for a minute, it's much better. But I don't have time to let it settle. We've been cooking all day. We need a piece now. But I do not want to mess it up. So yum. Look at this bottom. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. This is what it looks like. I've got some nice bread there. It's absolutely delicious. Now, I hate to say it, you guys, but we're going to go ahead and take a bite. Oh, good God, I almost threw the whole plate on the floor. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try a little piece. Now, normally you want to let it sit for just a minute, though, because, like I said, this is just piping hot. But it's all nice and beautiful, crunchy. You would want to let this sit for a minute so that it would cool. It's pretty much just cooling it is what you want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of butter, but I don't want to just pull it off. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit. So delicious. Let's try again. So good. So messy. Looking into my camera over there. I don't want to have food all over my mouth. This is so good. So what you would do is you would let this cool, and then you would take and pull your loaf right out. And then what you want to do is cut it after it cools so that you could go half and make a nice, beautiful sandwich, just like this. Basically slice it, and this is what's going to make a sandwich. But I just wanted to show you how to make this bread, because next week we're going to be actually making a beautiful focaccia sandwich. I haven't decided which one I'm going to make, but we're going to take another bite. You hear the top? It's so nice and crunchy. But boy, look at right here in the middle. Absolutely super, super soft. So, if you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. But I'm going to take one more bite. I want you to see how this focaccia looks. Super delicious. The seasonings on top taste great. You get a little hint of the salt, garlic bread. Please, if you want to give my focaccia, Andrea's. Remember, it's Andrea's focaccia. Nobody else is special. It's just Andrea. So, if you'd like to give it a try, please do. All of you have a beautiful, blessed week. And thank you to all my subscribers. Have a good week.